everyone, and welcome to the Young and the Restless official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The world of the young and the restless begins to pulse with tension as Thursday, April 2, unfolds like a slow-burning storm, its energy stretching from the glittering lights of Las Vegas to the polished elegance of Genoa City. Beneath the neon glow of Vegas, Nick Newman finds himself slipping into dangerous territory, chasing answers that seem just out of reach. In a quiet moment that feels anything but calm, Nick takes fentanyl before answering a call that will soon spiral into something far more unsettling. On the other end of the line, Sharon Newman and Chelsea Lawson wait anxiously, their voices laced with urgency as they press him for updates on the hunt for Matt Clark. At first, Nick sounds energized, almost too driven, as he reveals that Adam Newman is closing in, working alongside Risa Thompson and making real progress. But as the conversation drags on, something begins to shift. Something subtle, yet deeply wrong, as the drugs start to take hold. His words blur, his tone falters, and the sharp edge of his determination dissolves into confusion and exhaustion, until the unthinkable happens. Nick falls asleep mid-call, leaving Sharon and Chelsea frozen in a wave of unease, questioning whether he's even still there. That moment lingers like a shadow as Nick jolts awake, scrambling to cover his lapse with a flimsy excuse about Adam calling him, his voice rushed and uneven before he abruptly hangs up. The silence that follows is heavy, thick with concern, as Sharon and Chelsea replay every strange detail, every hesitation, every inconsistency. Chelsea's worries deepen, especially as Adam ventures further into the dangerous world once tied to Spider, a name that carries its own dark weight. Sharon, however, tries to steady the moment, offering reassurance even as doubt quietly lingers beneath her calm exterior. Meanwhile, back in Vegas, Nick's body finally gives in completely as he collapses onto the sofa, unconscious and vulnerable, while elsewhere, Adam is lost in a completely different kind of intensity. In Riza's suite, the air is charged with flirtation and intrigue as Adam leans into the moment, kissing and charming Riza, drawing her closer while carefully navigating the secrets he's hiding. But Riza is no fool, and when Adam casually assumes her partner is a man, she catches the slip instantly, her curiosity sharpening into suspicion as she questions how he could possibly know that. Adam manages to recover, spinning just enough truth to keep her from pulling away. Yet, the doubt remains, flickering in her eyes as she senses there is far more beneath the surface of his intentions. Despite that lingering tension, Riza doesn't shut him out. Instead, she leans into the mystery, promising that the meeting Adam so desperately wants will happen eventually, though her words carry a quiet challenge, as if testing just how far he's willing to go. When Adam returns to his suite, the contrast is jarring. The seductive tension replaced by the stark image of Nick sprawled across the couch, completely out of it. As Nick slowly regains consciousness, he appears disoriented and distant, his usual sharpness dulled by whatever he's taken. Adam, ever observant, immediately questions whether his brother has been indulging in the minibar, but Nick brushes it off with a lie about overexerting himself at the gym, his voice strained but determined to maintain control. Still, the cracks are visible, and when Nick insists on hearing everything Adam has learned, he pushes forward with a stubborn urgency that feels almost unnatural. Excusing himself for a moment, he retreats to the bathroom, where the truth reveals itself in a quiet, dangerous act as he pulls out the bonus given to him earlier by Justin during their drug deal. Justin's words echo in his mind. Sometimes you need a boost, and Nick takes that boost without hesitation, setting the stage for another jarring shift. When Nick returns, the transformation is immediate and unsettling. his energy surging back with an intensity that leaves Adam visibly puzzled. It's as if two different versions of Nick are colliding in real time, one fading while the other pushes forward with reckless determination. Adam tries to focus on the task at hand, revealing that Riza is willing to arrange a meeting with her partner, a development that should be handled with caution. But Nick's confidence borders on obsession as he declares that the partner must be Matt and insists they need to seize the opportunity the moment it arises. Adam, ever the strategist, urges restraint, recognizing the risks and the unknown variables still at play. Yet, Nick refuses to slow down, his singular focus locked on taking Matt down as quickly as possible. The tension between them builds, a clash of instinct and calculation as the stakes continue to rise. Elsewhere, the pieces begin to fall into place as Matt returns to Riza's suite, his attention drawn immediately to the poker chips scattered around, a silent testament to Spider's skill. The realization hits him with a mix of admiration and intrigue. Spider is not just back, but possibly better than ever. That realization pushes Matt closer to a decision he's been circling, and when he brings up the idea of meeting Spider once again, there's a sense that the moment is finally arriving. Riza confirms it with quiet certainty, telling him that Spider is ready whenever he is, her words carrying the weight of something inevitable. Matt doesn't hesitate this time, giving her the green light to arrange a private meeting, signaling that it's time for everyone to stop hiding and lay their cards on the table. The tension in Vegas tightens like a coiled spring, every move inching closer to a confrontation that could change everything. Meanwhile, back in Genoa City at the elegant GCAC, a different kind of battle unfolds. One fueled not by secrecy and danger, but by rivalry, pride, and lingering resentment. Phyllis Summers spots Lily Winters at the bar, and the moment their eyes meet, it's clear that neither is willing to back down. Phyllis wastes no time, immediately pressing Lily about the elaborate deception involving Kane Ashby, accusing her of manipulating him into believing she and the twins were in real danger. Lily, however, refuses to be cornered, deflecting Phyllis's probing questions about what Victor Newman may have promised her in return for playing along with the fake kidnapping. Instead, she turns the spotlight back on Phyllis, calling out her betrayal of Kane and the ruthless way she orchestrated the Newman takeover. The conversation quickly escalates, each word sharper than the last, until Lily delivers a cutting jab that lands with undeniable force, mocking the newly branded Summers Conglomerate and predicting it will crumble within 3 months, forcing Phyllis to crawl back to Kane for help. But Phyllis stands firm, her confidence unshaken as she boasts about her control over the company and proudly names Lauren Fenmore Baldwin as her trusted second in command. The tension between them crackles, fueled further when Phyllis accuses Lily of jealousy, suggesting that Lily resents the hold she still has over Kane. Their argument spirals into a heated exchange, voices rising, emotions spilling over, until the confrontation is abruptly interrupted by the arrival of Victoria Newman. Victoria steps into the fray with a composed yet commanding presence, her concern initially directed toward Lily and the twins, asking if they endured too much during the ordeal. But her words unintentionally confirm what Phyllis had been suspecting all along, that the kidnapping was in fact staged. The revelation hangs in the air for a split second before Victoria pivots, fiercely defending Victor and making it clear that in her eyes, his victory is inevitable. There's a quiet finality in her tone, as if the outcome has already been decided and everyone else is simply catching up. Then, with a pointed edge, Victoria turns her attention to Phyllis, warning that this may be her last opportunity to fix the damage she's caused, not just in business but in her own family. The implication cut steep, suggesting that the consequences of Phyllis's actions are far from over and may cost her more than she's willing to admit. As the scene settles, the tension lingers, both in Genoa City and in Las Vegas, where the threads of danger, deception, and ambition continue to tighten. And as the story moves forward, one thing becomes unmistakably clear. Phyllis's battle is far from finished, and the storm surrounding her is only just beginning. The tension doesn't ease, it deepens, stretching across cities and hearts alike, as if every choice made is quietly setting the stage for something far more explosive. In Las Vegas, the air grows heavier with every passing moment, the illusion of control slipping further from Nick Newman's grasp even as he clings to it with desperate intensity. His determination to bring Matt down burns hotter now, but there's something unstable beneath it, something unpredictable that even Adam Newman can't ignore. Adam watches his brother closely, piecing together the strange shifts in his behavior, the sudden surges of energy followed by moments of disorientation. And though Nick insists he's fine, the truth feels dangerously out of reach. Still, there's no time to confront it, not with the possibility of finally cornering Matt so close at hand. The plan begins to take shape in fragments, cautious on Adam's side, reckless on Nick's, their opposing instincts colliding in quiet but undeniable friction. And somewhere in the middle of it all lies Riza, a woman who seems to hold all the keys, yet may be playing a game of her own. Back in her suite, Riza moves through the space with a calm that borders on calculated, her thoughts unreadable as she prepares for what's to come. When Matt steps inside, the energy shifts instantly, the room charged with anticipation and unspoken strategy. He takes in the poker chips again, the evidence of Spider's undeniable skill, and there's a flicker of respect in his expression, but also something else. Curiosity, maybe even caution. The idea of finally coming face to face with Spider has lingered long enough, and now it feels inevitable, like a door that can no longer remain closed. When Riza confirms that the meeting can be arranged whenever he's ready, Matt doesn't hesitate this time, his decision firm and unwavering. There's a sense that he's stepping into something larger than he initially anticipated, but instead of retreating, he leans in, embracing the risk. It's time, he seems to say, without needing the words. A silent agreement that whatever truths have been hidden will finally be brought into the light. And with that, the stage is set for a confrontation where secrets won't just be revealed, they'll collide. Meanwhile, miles away in Genoa City, the emotional battlefield at the GCAC refuses to cool. The clash between Phyllis Summers and Lily Winters leaving behind a tension that lingers even after their voices fall silent. Phyllis stands her ground, but beneath her confidence, there's a flicker of something more fragile, something she refuses to let anyone see. Lily's words weren't just insults, they were warnings, cutting straight to the heart of everything Phyllis has risked. The idea that her carefully constructed empire could crumble, that she might be forced to turn back to Cain, is something she won't even entertain out loud. Yet, it lingers in the back of her mind like a shadow she can't quite outrun. And then there's the deeper wound, the one Victoria Newman so pointedly touched on. The possibility that Phyllis could lose far more than business if she doesn't change course. Her children, her family, the pieces of her life that can't be rebuilt with power or ambition alone suddenly feel more distant than ever. Victoria, for her part, remains unwavering, her loyalty to Victor Newman as strong and immovable as ever. She carries his confidence like armor, fully convinced that his endgame is already in motion and that no amount of resistance will change the outcome. Yet, even as she speaks with certainty, there's an undercurrent of urgency in her warning to Phyllis, a sense that time is running out faster than anyone realizes. It's not just about winning anymore, it's about what will be left when the dust settles. And as the conversation fades, the room itself seems to hold on to that tension, as if the walls have absorbed every sharp word and every unspoken fear. No one walks away unchanged, even if they pretend otherwise. As the narrative threads begin to tighten, the contrast between the two worlds becomes even more striking. In Las Vegas, danger builds with every heartbeat, every decision, pushing closer to a moment that could shatter everything. Nick's relentless drive, Adam's cautious strategy, Riza's mysterious role, and Matt's growing determination all converge toward a single, unavoidable collision. At the same time, in Genoa City, the battles are quieter but no less devastating, fought with words instead of actions, yet carrying consequences just as profound. Phyllis stands at the center of it all, her confidence tested, her future uncertain, and her past choices closing in around her. And as both stories continue to unfold, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Every move, every risk, every betrayal is leading somewhere irreversible. The calm before the storm has long since passed, replaced by a rising intensity that refuses to be contained. In Vegas, the meeting that's about to happen could expose everything, while in Genoa City, the cracks in alliances and ambitions grow wider by the second. Nothing is settled, nothing is safe, and as the tension continues to build, it's clear that what comes next won't just change the game, it will redefine it completely. The night stretches longer than it should, as if time itself is hesitating, unwilling to step into what comes next, yet unable to stop it either. In Las Vegas, the quiet between moments becomes suffocating, filled with anticipation that hums just beneath the surface. Nick Newman paces like a man on the edge, his thoughts racing faster than his body can keep up, every instinct screaming that they are closer than ever to catching Matt. But beneath that urgency, something darker coils, something unstable that even he can't fully control anymore. The artificial bursts of energy masking a growing fragility. Adam Newman watches it all unfold with a careful eye, saying little but noticing everything. The inconsistencies, the sudden shifts, the dangerous intensity that doesn't quite belong. There's a moment where Adam almost speaks up, almost calls out what he's seeing, but the opportunity slips away, swallowed by the weight of what's at stake. Because right now, confronting Nick might cost them the one chance they have to finally bring Matt into the open, and that's a risk Adam isn't ready to take. Across the suite, plans are no longer theoretical, they're becoming real, solid, unavoidable. The meeting Riza promised is no longer just an idea lingering in the distance. It's a ticking clock, counting down to a confrontation that none of them can fully predict. Riza Thompson moves like someone who understands the power of timing, her calm demeanor hiding whatever strategy she's carefully constructing beneath the surface. When she reaches out to confirm the arrangement, there's a quiet finality in her voice, as if she knows this meeting will change everything for everyone involved. And somewhere else in the city, Matt Clark prepares in his own way. His confidence steady but not careless, aware that stepping into the same room as Spider could either solidify his control or shatter it entirely. The invitation has been accepted, the terms silently agreed upon, and now all that remains is the moment itself, the instant where every hidden truth will collide under one roof. Back in Genoa City, the echoes of confrontation still linger, long after voices have quieted, as if the tension refuses to fade. Phyllis Summers finds herself alone for a brief moment, the noise of the GCAC fading into the background as her thoughts begin to close in around her. The confidence she displayed just moments ago starts to feel heavier now, harder to maintain when there's no one left to challenge her. Lily's words replay in her mind, sharp and unrelenting. forcing her to confront the possibility that this empire she's so fiercely protecting might not be as secure as she believes. And then there's Victoria's warning, cutting deeper than she expected, not because it was loud or aggressive, but because it was quiet, precise, and undeniably real. The idea that she could lose her children in the fallout of all this isn't something she can brush aside so easily, not when it strikes at something far more personal than power or pride. Elsewhere, Victoria Newman carries herself with the same composed determination, but there's a subtle shift in her expression when she's no longer facing Phyllis directly. Her loyalty to Victor Newman remains unshaken, yet even she understands that victories like the one her father is chasing don't come without consequences. There's a quiet awareness that when everything is said and done, the lines between winning and losing may not be as clear as they seem now. Still, she presses forward because that's what the Newman legacy demands: strength, certainty, and an unwavering belief that they will come out on top. But even as she holds on to that belief, the cracks forming around them all are impossible to ignore. Each one a reminder that control is often just an illusion. And as the story threads tighten further, both worlds begin to mirror each other in unexpected ways. In Las Vegas, secrets are about to be dragged into the light, forcing truths that can no longer be avoided. While in Genoa City, the emotional fallout of past decisions continues to ripple outward, threatening to unravel everything people have fought to build. The meeting between Matt and Spider looms closer with every passing second, charged with the promise of revelation and the threat of betrayal. At the same time, Phyllis stands at a crossroads she can no longer ignore, where every path forward demands a sacrifice she may not be ready to make. The atmosphere thickens, the tension rises, and the sense of inevitability becomes impossible to escape. Every character is moving towards something they can feel but not yet see, drawn forward by choices already made and consequences still waiting to unfold. And as the final moments of this chapter settle into place, one truth becomes chillingly clear. What's coming next won't just test loyalties or strategies. It will expose the very core of who these people are, leaving nothing hidden and no one unchanged when the dust finally begins to fall.